This week's major announcement by Norfolk Southern solidifies a new era for the village of East Palestine. More than 2.5 years after the train carrying toxic chemicals derailed within the village, Norfolk Southern now says restoration efforts are completely official. And joining me right now to talk about how we got to this point where the village stands is the village manager, Antonio Diaz-Guy. Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course, happy to be here.
Yes, so they are complete, those restoration efforts. It's been a long road though, Anthony. So what are your feelings looking back at the accident itself in 2023 and what it took to get the village where it is now?
Sure. So I think looking back, we all wish this would not have happened, but it did. And our approach here is to deal with the facts on the ground and figure out how we're moving our community forward. The time, 2.5 years, I don't really have a reference for how long a cleanup like this takes, the scope, the complexity of it. All I can say is I think we're happy that we're getting back to a sense of normalcy and that things were done right. I have faith in the US EPA to review these work orders, make sure they're completed. So this is a good day.
Do the village officials agree with the emergency declaration, or do you think still more needs to be done to help the village recover?
Certainly, we have a long road of recovery here, and some of it's social recovery, some of it's economic recovery, and then there's lingering questions about what do we do about long-term health coverage, what do we do about long-term health care monitoring. What I can say is I think the data looks great for the community. This is a great place to be and still a nice small town to live in. I think we've got maybe a good 6 to 18 months ahead of us to start seeing things return back to what it used to be.
And like you mentioned, 2.5 years since this derailment, you've been working on things. What has been done to build up the community since then? I think folks, they were uniting at the beginning. Is that still that sense of community, like, hey, we're going to be here and turn this all around?
Yeah, so you still get this small town feel. And I was talking to somebody on the phone the other day, walking through town, and they said, I love the small town Americana, East Palestine I saw when you took us there. And as soon as they said that, our councilman Glavin was yelling at me from the side of the road as he drove by, waving, and then 2 cars behind him were waving as well. So the community's welcome. I think, we are our people and we are our businesses, and we need to bring those two things together. So what we're doing is social interaction and engagement, our karaoke nights, movie nights under the stars, and utilizing some of the assets we have in town right now, but also not losing sight of the assets we can build, like our park renovation project or some of the downtown infrastructure improvements we have going on.
Economically, is there something else you need, more funding, more support to help get the village along?
Yeah, I certainly am never going to say no to support. I mean, economically, I think the first thing is for all of the small and medium-sized companies out there, we are open for business. We have a renewed CRA tax abatement program. We're working on additional economic incentives for our existing businesses and new businesses, like exploring creative PACE financing opportunities as well as bonding opportunities. Our ultimate goal is to expand our footprint through expansion north to Route 14. And that's going to be a strategic partnership between Unity Township and East Palestine, Ohio. If we can come to an agreement on that, I think we have a really bright future.
Real quick, are you seeing more people hesitant to come to the village, or with this declaration from Norfolk Southern that they are finished with this restoration effort, do you think that'll help?
We really haven't seen a dramatic fleeting from the village. I mean, the property market is doing really well. My neighbor listed his house, and in 24 hours it sold at above asking value. So there's certainly not an indication that people are not coming to the community. I'm sure there'll be anecdotal examples, but like I said previously, we're open for business. We invite anybody to come to our town to walk around, and if you don't know where to go, stop into the village office, and I'd be happy to show you around.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us here at 5 as we continue to watch this whole process play out. Appreciate your time.
Of course. Thank you.